say it's so great to see Jeffrey Himes here. About 25 years ago, he wrote something in the Washington Post that I didn't like, and I wrote him a really angry letter, and he wrote back to me a really angry letter. Then I wrote back to him, he wrote back to me, and now neither one of us can remember what it was. But he's getting awards now, and that's a great thing. And on a personal note, my grandfather, Thomas J. Crawford, Judge Thomas J. Crawford, was in NYU's class of 1912. He starred in the varsity show playing the role of Jack Townsend, the college idol, in a production of The Undergraduates with music by Deems Taylor, NYU class of '06. So it's so great to see his grandson here, and I'm the granddaughter of Thomas Crawford all these years later. Well, this year's Multimedia Award to honor a book, CD collection, and website is the Caffe Lena History Project. Caffe Lena is a folk music club in Saratoga Springs, New York, that has been operating continuously since 1960. The stage there has featured virtually everyone who was married in folk music during that time: Bob Dylan, Joan Baez, Pete Seeger, Dave Van Ronk, Mississippi John Hurt, Arlo Guthrie, Tom Paxton, and many, many others. The book, Inside Caffe Lena, America's legendary folk coffee house, edited by music producer, musician, and music archivist Jocelyn Arem, and published by Powerhouse Books, is filled with gorgeous black and white photography and personal reminiscences by the performers who made it such a remarkable place, and by Lena Spencer, the woman who opened the club and ran it with love and style until her passing in 1989. Now, the 3-CD collection, Live at Caffe Lena, music from America's legendary coffee house, 1967 to 2013, on Tompkins Square Records, is a treasure trove of live performances through 5 decades, with thoughtful notes, including those written by Holly George Warren, who I think is here tonight, Robert Burke Warren, Scott Goldman, Michael Eck, and the 2 people who made this box set come alive, Jocelyn Arem and Steve Rosenthal. Now, Steve Rosenthal is a sound producing, mixing, and restoring engineer extraordinaire. He has worked on artist projects as diverse as the Rolling Stones, Laura Nyro, and Frank Sinatra. And for the past 16 years, with his wife, Jennifer Gilson, has owned and operated The Living Room, New York City's iconic songwriting venue, which just opened a new space in Brooklyn. The website, CaffeLenaHistoryProject.org, created by the Splinter Group, is a virtual museum curated by Jocelyn Arem, and she would like you all to know that the 2011 ASCAP Multimedia winner, the Jazz Loft Project by Sam Stevenson, was one of their inspirations. So, as a former waitress at the Caffe Lena, it really makes me so proud to call upon Jocelyn Arem and Steve Rosenthal to receive their Deems Taylor Virgil Thomson Multimedia Award.
Hi, just a quick few words about the Caffe Lena treasure hunt, because that's really what it was. When Jocelyn and I first started, we only had 10 shows that we could annotate and listen to from Caffe Lena, and when we finished, we had 700 shows. And all of the recordings have now found a home at the Library of Congress. All the shows have been digitized, and they're available for people to hear. Just on a personal note, I wanted to thank my in-laws who are out there, Jack and Fran, because they're really the reason that I got involved in the Caffe Lena project. We were sitting at Thanksgiving dinner a number of years ago, and I mentioned Caffe Lena to them, and they just completely lit up. They come from Schenectady, they knew Lena, and I think it was really their love for Lena and for the space that really got me involved in the project. So thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, ASCAP and Christine, for making this happen. It's so surreal to be here. I just, because the project is all about stories and songs, I just wanted to share a really quick story. When I interviewed Utah Phillips right before he passed, and some of you know Utah, the great storyteller, in 2005, he told me that Lena was a great Scrabble player, and Christine and I were talking about this before the show, she loved Scrabble. And she would sit at the back of the cafe with her good friend Dorothea Brownell. And Utah said, you'd be singing some great song and some sensitive song on the stage, and somebody would yell, "That's not a word." And I just think that that really gives you a little bit of insight into what a special place this was. And I have my digital notes here. Now I'll take a look here. It really is so much more than a venue. It's a haven, and it's a home, and it's a place where people can come and just feel comfortable to hone their craft and make great work. And David Arem calls it a temple of art. Tim Robbins calls it one of the great places where we can tell the American story. Just read you some of the things that happen there: music, poetry, theater, open mic, a youth series, homemade desserts for sure, community fundraisers. It gave a stage to the civil rights movement, the women's movement, the gay rights movement, old people, young people, international people, famous people, and not famous people. And so to document all of that, to try to capture so many things that are happening in one space, is very difficult. So I really appreciate that there is a Multimedia Award to recognize our effort to capture that in different ways. It took a lot of coordination, a lot of people here tonight. You can just wave if you were involved. It's just great to have you here and share this with you. And we're glad that ASCAP could recognize that. And I'd just like to accept this award on behalf of Lena and all of the other artists, poets, and prophets brave enough to follow their dreams. So thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our